Let's talk about choking under pressure. You know, that awful, frustrating feeling when everything falls apart right when it matters most. It's something I call the performance paradox. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly why it happens and, more importantly, how you can finally beat it.
I mean, think about it. Have you ever practiced a speech in your room and just nailed it every single time? Or maybe you're out on the basketball court by yourself, sinking shot after shot. You know you can do it. The skill is there.
But then, the big moment hits. The crowd shows up, the stakes are high, and all of a sudden, poof, it's all gone. Your mind goes completely blank. Your body feels like it belongs to someone else. And you're just left there thinking, what on earth just happened?
Well, you should know, this isn't just you. It actually has a name, the performance paradox. It's this cruel cosmic joke where the more you prepare, the more you care, the more likely you are to stumble when it really truly counts. It's a paradox because your own brain seems to be working against you.
Right? You've put in all the hours. You have memorized every line. You've practiced every move. You know this stuff inside and out. And still, when the lights come on, the performance just doesn't show any of that hard work. It's absolutely maddening. But there is a very real, scientific reason this happens.
So, let's dive into the science of what's going on inside your head. Because this isn't about you not having enough skill, and it's definitely not about a lack of preparation. This is about a weird little glitch in our own biology, a moment where your brain's programming actually sabotages itself.
Okay, let's use an analogy here. Imagine your skill, whether it's giving that big speech or playing a piece of music, is like a perfectly written program running on a super fast computer. It's smooth, it's automatic, it's totally effortless. You don't even have to think about it.
But when the pressure hits, you get nervous, and you start to consciously think about every single step. You're basically prying open the computer case and trying to mess with the code manually while the program is still running.
And there's actually a scientific name for this self-sabotage. It's called explicit monitoring. This is the moment your brain switches from that fast, automatic muscle memory system to a slow, clunky, manual one. You're overthinking things that should be second nature. It's like suddenly having to consciously think about how to walk. You're just going to trip yourself up.
And what's the result of all that meddling? The whole system just gets overloaded. It starts to lag. And right when you need it most, it crashes. You know that feeling of your mind going blank? Yeah, that's your brain's operating system hitting a critical error.
Now, this whole process is perfectly explained by something called the Yerkes-Dodson law. Take a look. A little bit of stress is actually a good thing. It gets you focused, it sharpens you up, and it pushes you into that middle zone of peak performance. But if you push past that sweet spot, your performance falls right off a cliff. That's the choke zone.
So, we've figured out why the system crashes. The big question is, how do we fix it? Well, the good news is you absolutely can. There are two really simple but powerful strategies you can use to stop your brain from getting in its own way.
Okay, strategy number 1 is called anxiety reappraisal. And this one is all about fundamentally changing your relationship with that feeling of stress. It's about seeing it as something helpful, not harmful.
We've all been told this, right? When you're freaking out, someone says, hey, just calm down. Well, you know what? It's probably the worst advice you can get. Why? Because trying to go from 10 out of 10 anxiety to 0 is like trying to slam on the brakes of a car going 100 miles an hour. It's just too big of a jump. But here's the wild part. Physiologically, the way your body responds to fear and the way it responds to excitement is almost identical. I mean, look at this. In both cases, your heart is racing, your hands might be a little shaky, your breathing gets faster. The physical feelings are the same. The only thing that's different is the story you're telling yourself about them.
So here's the mental hack. Instead of fighting that high energy state, trying to force it to go away, you just relabel it. You're not trying to change how your body feels, you're just changing the name you give that feeling. It's a much smaller, much easier step to take.
This right here, this is your new mantra. The next time you feel those butterflies starting to flutter, that heart starting to pound, don't fight it. Lean in. And you literally say to yourself, even out loud, I'm not scared, I'm excited. Trust me, this simple little phrase can turn that paralyzing anxiety into rocket fuel for your performance.
All right, our second strategy builds right on top of that first one. Once you've successfully reframed that fear into excitement, the next step is to give all that newfound energy a proper place to go. We call this one process over outcome. See, most choking happens because our brain gets completely obsessed with the result. Winning the game, getting the applause, acing the test. This strategy is all about pulling your focus away from that future and locking it into the present moment.
And it's a super simple two-step deal. Step 1, you have to consciously ignore the outcome. Just for a minute, forget about winning or losing. And step 2, you shrink your entire world down to one tiny thing, the very first action you need to take. The first note you have to play, the first word of your speech, just focus on that and let all that automatic training you did take care of the rest.
So let's wrap this up. The main thing to remember is that when you choke, your brain isn't failing you. It's just overthinking. But you can take back control. First, by relabeling that fear and turning it into excitement. And second, by forgetting about the final result and focusing only on that very first step. And I want to leave you with this final thought. The next time you feel that pressure building, remember this. You are not unskilled. You are not unprepared. Your brain is just doing this because you care a lot. And that's a good thing. And now you have the tools to make all that caring actually work for you instead of against you.